Rick Steele here with another betting tips video for you. This week the theme is going to be the concept of value. Very important. One of the most important factors as it relates to sports betting. It will be a reminder for your experienced sports bettors, for the novice, for the recreational ones. Pay special attention. This is so critical to long-term profitability in this business. Just like the legal profession, they have all their own lingo that you have to learn and go to university for so many years. Well, so does sports betting. We don't have to go to university for it, but we do need to find a mentor to learn it all, whether it's bankroll, money management, or unit betting. Value is another piece of lingo, and as often is the case, many of these terms are misunderstood or misapplied. So this video is going to shoot you straight about how we deal with value and how it relates to profits. Before I get involved in going through those details, I will remind you, if you want to bet what I bet, all my value bets, each and every day, all year long, you simply go to the homepage of my website, pshltd.com, click on today's picks, where each and every pick is always free. No tiers, no levels. It's free to everyone who wants to visit on a daily basis. No BS, no gimmicks, no signups, and total transparency. How? By simply recording and updating my records broken down by sport each and every day. You know where we stand all the way along, all through the year, each and every time, broken down by sport, no false expectations, and also realistic claims as far as what kind of money you can make in this business. Now, if you'd like to bet what I bet at the same lines that I bet at, you have to do a couple of things. First of all, you have to effectively line shop, that I always harp upon. And if you want to deal with the same sports books that I deal with, you will find them on the homepage of my website. Simply click on a banner of a particular book that you don't have an account at now. It will take you to that book where you can open up your account and fund it so that you can bet at the same lines that I bet at. Best books in the industry as far as I'm concerned. Most importantly, when you win, you will get paid, and you won't get barred, and you won't be limited at the same time. As sports regulation goes across North America, we run into these issues now. Line shopping is no excuse. I encourage you to bet in the regulated markets as well on those apps. But be careful as you're doing so. It's safe, obviously. You will eventually get limited if you're a profitable sports bettor, but you deal with that as and when it does come up. But most importantly, always get the best line possible that's available to you in the marketplace. We're going to harp on this and focus on this as well as I get more into the value issue. At the same time, what you need to do is follow me across social media. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My handle is at RickSteele99. And especially on Twitter, right beside the follow button, as you followed me, you hit the bell that will turn on the notifications. Because we deal in a fluid marketplace, the numbers are changing all the time. So when I do make a bet, I automatically post it to the site right away. You need to get a notification to your phone to go to the site, pick up the bet, place the bet, so that the line won't change too drastically from the time I made the bet to 5 or 6 hours later, where all the value may have been sucked out of that game by that time period. In addition, if you have any questions where I can help you through sports betting related issues, you can do so by contacting me across social media or via email, and I'll be more than happy to address those for you. All I ever ask for in return on a daily basis of providing you with free picks. Obviously, I want to put you on a few more winners. I want to help to avoid some losers for you. But most importantly, I want to improve your processes and your education in this business. Whether you're a recreational, a novice, or a seasoned veteran with over 20 years like myself, as a proven track record. That's the goal for myself. All that I ever ask for in return, and spending the time and money in producing these videos and the picks as well, all that I ever ask for is if you could support my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button before you leave. I'd really appreciate that. And if you don't have a sportsbook account at one of the books that I deal with, do so please by clicking on one of the banners from my website. That will help me to continue to produce these videos, and at the same time as well provide you with those free picks day in, day out, all year long. So let's jump into the main theme of this particular video, and that's dealing with value again. And the first thing we have to do is, what's value? Let's break it down to its most simplistic terms. The simple answer is that it's the difference between the line that you've set for this game and the line that's posted at the sports book. The more in-depth answer is, if this event occurred over 100,000 times, okay, at the line that's provided at the book at the time that you're looking, will you win this game enough over that large sample size in order to make money? Understand, we're not picking winners of individual sporting events. No one can do that unless you have tomorrow's results ahead of time. And if you do, let me know, and I'll be interested as well. I'll bet either side of a game. No one wins 100% of the time, right? Even the worst baseball teams win about 60 times out of the 162 schedule. So obviously the line has the biggest impact as which side, if any, we're going to make a bet. Now let's take, for example, minus 110. If you like Team A at minus 110, then you've already concluded, based on your handicapping, this team is going to win at least 53 out of 100 times in order for you to make money long term. Conversely, let's say you like Team B, and their line is plus 140 on a different game. Your handicapping has determined that you have value because Team B is going to win this event at least 36 out of 100 times. At that number, you'll be making money again based on the plus 140. Regardless, if you are to bet this game, again, based on your solid handicapping, win or lose, it does not matter over an individual game. So have yourself deal with that in your post-mortem review of your bets. As long as you made the right bet, possibly, just like in poker, if you played the hand properly but got a bad beat, so be it. Okay, you play the hand the same way each and every time. Long term, you're going to make money. The same thing applies to sports betting. Understand, value in sports betting is the equivalent, as you've heard many times before, location in business, right? Location, location, location. Both are essential in order for you to particularly profit long term. If you like a particular side, but you bet into a bad number, in other words, it's overpriced and you don't have value, then you're not going to make money long term. And no one likes to lose money, whether you're doing this for entertainment, recreational purposes, part-time income, or full-time income. So why did you bet into an overpriced situation? There's only 3 reasons. 1, when I sent out the pick, you waited too long to make the bet. The value is being sucked out of the game. 2, you don't have enough sportsbook open. There's no excuses anymore with all the regulated sportsbooks and the offshores, okay? So you need many sportsbooks funded in order for you to attack the marketplace and get the best line possible. Or you're trying to pick a winner on an individual game, on an individual event, and that's not the way to attack sports betting. In other words, your handicapping is off and you haven't isolated value, okay? Realize, cherry picking, another term, right? More lingo. A sports book during college basketball season has hundreds and hundreds of games that they have to put on their menu. We, as sports bettors, never want to give up the power or become an action junkie. We get to go through that whole menu and just cherry pick and isolated games where we have found value. In other words, the difference between the sportsbook number or where the market has moved that number versus what we've set the number to be for that particular game. Sports books as well are run by humans. They make mistakes as well. We have to capitalize on those while not betting into games that actually have zero value. So understand, when you do your handicapping and you set a number on a game, you compare it to the sports book's number, and if those match, guess what unit size you should have for that bet? 0. It's a pass. Don't bet it. It's simply a coin flip, and you don't want to be involved in that kind of randomness. Otherwise, the most difficult another concept that people have trouble wrapping their heads around is not picking winners of individual games. So no one can do that. Don't try and do it yourself. We try and find out if the game is going to be played over a huge sample size, 100,000 times. Will we make money if we bet it each and every time based on the odds available and the given parameters? A common myth as well that you got to understand, again, lots of misinformation out there and it's increasing daily. Why? Because of everyone that's in the scam or tout type of business that's trying to sell picks to you. In other words, if you bet a favorite, all of a sudden you're with the public money or you're a square. Again, wipe it out of your head. It's not relevant whatsoever. Don't overthink, okay? Yeah, dogs are good bets. Don't get me wrong. They're excellent. But don't eliminate favorites from your repertoire because they're also very popular. Value is value, people. If you're handicapping a game and your line is set at minus 250, and the line is minus 195 that you can bet into, guess what? You have value. If you find a game that's minus 9 and the line at the book is minus 7.5, again, you have value. Play them. Excellent. Play them both. Sometimes the obvious play is the best play. Take the money, move on. Again, dogs got to be part of your repertoire as well. Playing them exclusively, you're severely limiting yourself. Your best bets actually come from motivated favorites. I'm often asked, can Team A beat Team B by 15? Of course they can. They must be a substantial better team if they're going to be favored by 15. But my answer is the same. Yeah, can they? Yes. Will they? Who knows? That's based on your math calculations and also the intangibles for this particular game, right? Notice I said intangibles, not trends. Again, hot air, talking heads that you find on TV that are going to talk about how a team's record on a Tuesday night is, or that they beat this team going back 5 years ago. It's irrelevant. The rosters have changed over. Stay away from trends. Totally useless. No reasons to bet a game or even part of betting a game. That question then has to be answered based on your math and the intangibles. And what I mean by intangibles, I'm talking about rivalries. I'm talking about sandwich and look-aheads, home-away dichotomy, scheduling, revenge factors, etc. And understand as well, revenge is not a trend, but at the same time, it's not enough to make a bet. You need numerous compelling reasons, including the math, in order to place a bet. Just because a team is in a revenge situation doesn't mean it's going to happen. Maybe the team is so weak, it doesn't matter how much revengeful they are. They're never going to beat that other team. Or conversely, the favorite is in a revenge situation. Maybe they have a bigger game on tap. So don't just look at revenge or any item for that area actually, and simply latch onto it to use it as the excuse to make a bet. Again, math, and back it up with other intangibles that will allow you to make a good value bet. Okay? I believe, as always, I stress it all the time, right? Line shopping. Numerous reasons why you're going to bet a game. And even when you isolate the numerous reasons why you have value, there's always going to be compelling reasons on the other side that are going to gnaw at you and thinking whether this is a value bet or not. So stay confident in your handicapping. Again, do it over a large enough sample size in order to evaluate yourself. And wherever possible, have as many compelling reasons that you've concluded that are not accurately impacted and reflected in the line in order to make your bet. But I want to come back and wrap this up on the concept of value by making you understand and stressing. If you have all those reasons and you come up to your number on the game, and that ends up being very similar to what is listed at the sports book, the price, the odds, the line, whatever is allowed and providing you with the decision, if that is not right, There is no bet. You can't have one without the other. Value, value, value. It's a great time of year. Second best time of the year to be a sports bettor, right? We got the NBA playoffs well underway. NHL playoffs right around the corner. We're a month into the accumulation of stats as the MLB marathon season goes forward. Again, great time. The only other time that's even better is the fall season. So anyway, latch yourself up, put on your seatbelts. If I can be of any assistance to you in any manner, don't hesitate to contact. May all the winners be yours.